So this is a new channel. This is my only channel. I'm gonna be using it to build projects, especially in data engineering. Uh, I asked Claude for some projects that data engineers do in their day-to-day lives, and I wanna build a stronger portfolio with better technologies and stuff. But this is my like honest workflow. Like this is how I work. I want to improve it. I have lots of problems with how everything works. So I'll be coding for I don't know how long. I hope it's gonna be like an hour or something. Yeah. So my computer might look weird. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit in a little bit. I have i3 installed. Yeah, this is not Hyperland. It's i3. And on my terminal, I use Tmux. Uh, Tmux is good. I can create lots of terminals. I only use simple key bindings. The same goes with Neovim. I don't I don't try to build hard key bindings or stuff. My configuration is simple. So what am I gonna build? So it's a SaaS analytics warehouse. So basically it's just cleaning certain analytics data that's coming from customers and then putting it in something called metric flow. Do I know what's metric flow? I don't know what's metric flow. It was something that Claude suggested. I did a quick search for it. I don't know if it works well. Sorry about my internet connection. I know it's bad. Okay, so work top to bottom. Okay, this is a blueprint. Yeah, it has a checklist of everything I need to build. So let's start something. So let's go to repos and then repo create. It's gonna be analytics warehouse. Analytics warehouse. I don't know, like it's create. I want private. Hmm, public. No, I'm gonna keep it private for some days, and I'm gonna clone it here. Repo creates name and flags. It's something like this. Okay. Okay. This is good. I created the repo. Python Vamp. Yeah, I knew I do need that. I'm a huge vibe coder, so sometimes I don't know what I'm building. Okay, so basically I need to install DBT. So what technologies are we using? Uh, I just I was taking a look at that. What technologies? I just asked the question. What's the point of technologies? Not for the tools. There's DBT. DBT is used for data transformations. Yeah, there's the data build tool. I think this is it. Yeah, DBT. So what does it do? It does transformations. It helps us clean data. That's what I know. I don't know. I'm gonna build more stuff, and then I'm gonna have a better answer. But yeah, I do have this DBT core, dbt.db, dbt. Yeah, DBT is the stuff I'm gonna use to clean the data with. DuckDB is an SQL OLAP database management system. I don't really know what what DuckDB actually is. Wait, I'm just gonna check if the microphone is still recording. It is, yeah. Uh, yeah. So I'm gonna like do quick searches because I need to understand what I'm building. But yeah, in phase zero, I need to create a repo and then Python run. I will forgot. Let's leave it to Claude because I have. So I'm gonna use some. Yeah. Uh, I always forget the comments on how to create a Python run. Okay, today the internet connection is so slow, but I hope tomorrow. I don't hope tomorrow is gonna be better. So yeah, I'll try to code every day if I could. So yeah, don't activate with source. Okay. Source one. What does a Python virtual environment do? As I think I hope like it saves the dependencies as it is so that my project could work with the same versions that I built it with in other systems or computers or servers. That's what I think. What the internet. Okay. So pip install dbt core, dbt.db, and what's that? dbt metric flow db and dbt doc faker. I need. I'll copy this. No, I'll copy it this way. Mm, core db, and there's dbt metric flow db, metric flow db, and db and faker. We're gonna use faker to synthesize the data, create fake data. I used it before, but I don't remember how to use faker. Yeah, I don't remember. But it's not hard because like with Claude, I could just give it to Claude and Faker could create the synthetic data. Uh, this is a step in a project I'm building. Explain all these tools and I might need them. Yeah. So the like I'm just trying to go directly to building projects. That's how that's my philosophy of learning. Just go and build stuff without even no tutorials, just AI all day. So DuckDB, what is DuckDB? It's a fast serverless in-process SQL OLAP. OLAP, I know what's OLAP. OLAP, it's in like an online analytical processing. So there are two categories in the in databases, I guess. Like there's the OLAP and OLTP. Yeah. So OLAP is more analytical, and with the T, it's transactions. So basically, if we're, for example, PayPal, like they use OLTP because like a bank, and then they do real time changes to the database. OLTP is mostly linked to a database because like there is a database, and then you need to change the data in the database. Yeah. You insert new data, you delete data, you change it. But in OLAP, it's more analytical. So we don't change the data as much. We add data, and most of the time we do aggregations, we extract information, and we build dashboards. It's for business intelligence. That's how I understand it. I think it's, yeah. So we have the OLTP and we have the OLAP, two core data processing systems. OLTP runs on day-to-day operations and record transactions like purchases or banking. And OLAP is used by the business intelligence teams to query historical data. Yeah. So what are these? It's a data processing system. So there are two data processing systems. How many data processing systems are there? There are several. Batch processing. There are a lot. I don't care, to be honest. It's still recording. Yeah. Uh, Fast. BB SQLite for analytics. Unlike traditional databases like PostgreSQL or MySQL, which are row-oriented and designed for transactional applications, DB is column-oriented. This makes it incredibly fast at scanning millions of rows for aggregations, joins, and analytical queries because it runs directly inside your Python process without needing separate server or cloud infrastructure. It serves as an exceptional local data warehouse. Okay, I think I understand what DuckDB is. Is DuckDB good for production? Since it's like, it's a production ready tool. Okay, but it's not drop-in replacement for traditional transactional databases. Yeah, but apparently it's good for production. So DBT Core, the DBT build tool, what it is, it's a command line tool that enables data analysts and engineers to transform data in their warehouse using simple SQL select statement. Why you need it? DBT solves the problem of spaghetti SQL. Instead of writing method maintainable transformation scripts, DBT allows you to write modular SQL files. It automatically handles the dependency logic. What's a dependency logic? Okay. Can I do something like that? No. Okay. Determining which table needs to be built first. Generates documentation, large, its near graph DAG for data, allows you to write automated tests to ensure data quality. Okay, I know what DBT does because, like, yeah, I heard about it. I read about it. I didn't use it, but I read about it. DBT is like it transforms the data, it checks for the data quality. I know that. Let's write modular SQL files. So basically, handles. Oh, the dependency logic. Yeah, because sometimes tables are dependent on others. Oh, okay. It handles it. It handles it by itself. Okay. There's the dbt.db, the database adapter. Okay. Why you need it? dbt itself isn't actually doesn't actually execute or store data. It merely compiles SQL and instructs database to execute it. This adapter allows dbt to connect directly to your OK, allowing you to run your dbt transformation models locally on your machine at lightning speed. Okay, okay. dbt metric flow. What does it do? dbt semantic layer framework. Why you need it in traditional architectures? Different. Okay, what was metric flow? It tracks custom metrics in real time. Metric Flow helps developers monitor custom metrics from their applications with simple MPIs, real-time dashboards, and intelligent alerting. Watch them. Let's watch them. JavaScript Void Zero. Even they didn't create them. Okay, what does it do? Easy integration, real-time dashboard. I'm gonna think of it as a dashboard into like Metabase, but no, it's not. What is it? dbt semantic. Okay, that's dbt metric flow. DuckDB. I've never. What is this? dbt metric flow. DuckDB. Probably someone built it. dbt metric flow. Is this it? No. In pip because like pip installed it. Installed it. Hmm. Oh, so it's basically syntax. What does pip? Python tells pip to install specific drivers and dependencies required to make metric flow communicate natively with DuckDB, a lightweight and incredibly fast local analytical database. Okay, maybe I'm gonna understand. Okay, Faker is simple. It just generates mock data. Like so, basically, you give it a script and it starts giving you columns or specific data with random values, but you specify the intervals of the values because, for example, the age doesn't go beyond 100 or something. It's not negative, it's positive. So yeah, there is more data like that. Okay, so everything fits together. Here's, he gave me this thing, DuckDB ingestion. What is this? Was it helpful? No. What did I give it? It was just, okay. So we basically understand what these tools do. Git init, add a git ignore. Okay, I built the repo. Okay, do I have a git ignore? No, I want to have a git ignore. It's not equal. Do I just create the file or should I run a command? Okay. I hope you could hear me. Right. The mic is pretty far away. You just create a file. So basically it's touch.getting. What should it have? And then so targets dbt packages logs everything concerning DuckDB because we generate fake data and that. Okay, dbt init projects. I need a third report. Yeah. I need a quick crash course on dbt so that I understand how it works. But yeah, no, copy. I have this set of instructions. Explain briefly what each of it does. Okay, so we init a project. Here I write set profiles.yml to type.d. I don't understand what this means. So that's why I'm searching it. So create repo, that's easy. That's easy. So dbt init, it generates skeleton of a dbt project. Okay. Init analytics methods. No. I don't know how to install dbt. Even a tool for Python. How can I run it's still recording? How can I run it directly? Okay, I'll keep the yeah. What command did I run? Then so okay. Did I activate it? I don't understand how I need to understand how virtual environments work. How do Python virtual apps work? How to create one and how to use it? What did done? He said done. What is the Python and VamVam? So he named it Vam. How do I know what Project A was built 2 years ago and required Django 2.2? Yeah, I understand what problems does it solve, but how does it work? So basically, he created Python dot slash m then my env, so he named it my env. So it simply creates a new folder with inside of bin. Okay, okay. Hmm. Source is working. I don't know. It installed. It installed the pip stuff inside of it. So I think it's working, but I can't see it throughout my terminal. So I think it's a terminal problem. Yeah, it's a terminal problem. I don't need to fix it right now. Let's go back to what we were doing. I've been coding for half an hour. Okay. Uh, yeah. Create a virtual environment. Install dbt. Okay. Stress. We use DuckDB. So you need to install the version of dbt for that specific thing. Every time you open your terminal window, so does dbt. Yeah, that was the problem. That was the problem. Okay, I understand right now. So I need to run the then bin activate. And now I can do dbt init analytics warehouse. Yeah. Enter name for your project. Analytics warehouse. Which database would you like to use? I only have DuckDB. So yeah, one. So if I installed Postgres too, so ls, now it created profiles with YAML using profile analytical written to this folder using target sample configuration. Once updated, you'll be able to start developing with DBT. Okay, I'll act like I understood what I saw. Okay, so set profiles. The profiles.yml file is crucial. Connection 1. It tells DBT exactly where your database lives. It's inside warehouse.db and how to connect to it. Hmm. Okay. What's a skeleton of a DBT project? That's a DBT project. I don't understand how a DBT project works, so I need to to do a crash course on DBT. So what should I say? I want to crash course on DBT. Yeah. What do I need? I need how to. What are all the features that DBT provide? The most useful ones. Um, what do I need else? Explain the skeleton of the project. What else do I need from DBT? Uh, Features, skeleton, and show me a quick example on how to use it. Yeah, that's it. I'll copy it. I'll use prompt cowboy. So yeah, it's a cross-course DBT development framework. Combines software engineering best practices like modularity and okay. Unlike traditional ETL tools, DBT focuses strictly on the transformation in the ETL. It assumes your data is already loaded into your warehouse. Okay. Snowflake, okay. And its job is to turn raw data into clean analytical data sets. So basically, it moves the data from the bronze layer into the gold layer. What are the bronze and gold layer? And there's the silver in between. It's a Medallion architecture. We use it in data engineering when we want to clean data for analytical purposes. I hope that's it. So basically, we have the bronze layer. It's the data as it is. We scrape it from the internet or buy it or get it from a certain source when we inject it. Usually in the we have the bronze layer as Parquet files. It could be anything. It could be any type of format. And then we clean it. It goes to the silver layer, and then we extract the business informations and we save it in the gold layer. So yeah, so it's cleaning process. It gets cleaned. It gets cleaner on every step we go through. So yeah, core feature of DBT data modeling, modular SQL via REST. The problem: traditional SQL transformation plant often rely on massive, multi-thousand scripts, untrackable stored procedures. I've never cleaned data using SQL. I did it, but like it was small data. Uh, I don't know in production how it works. It's probably stupid. It could be SQL files and then they do stuff. And it could break easily. So in DBT, every module is simply a single select statement saved in an SQL file. You never write boilerplate, okay, create table, drop few statements. DBT had handled that infrastructure layout automatically. Crucially, you link modules together using the ref, okay, function. This informs DBT of the dependencies between the table. Real world context. Instead of building a giant customer health report in one query, you build a clean stage orders model, a stage customers model, and then to reference both to build a final dimension customers table. Okay, okay. Automated data testing. Okay, okay. It was the data modeling, how to build tables. There's the automated data testing. Okay, these are the tests. That's easy. It checks for a test and then it tells you if it's good or not. Classify simply and influence the conflict. Okay. Documentation and lineage. What's lineage? Data lineage. I've read about it before in a book, but I forgot. Data documentation is notorious for being out of date. It is rare. Comes actually me. Because if it knows how your model is connected via the ref function, it automatically generates an interactive dependency graph lineage. You can write descriptions for tables and that sounds smart. It does sound smart. In YML files, and DBT compiles them into a clean searchable web port. Okay, that's good. Real world context. A new analyst joins the team and wants to know where the lifetime value metric comes from. Then obviously DBT talks or for the metrics and it's okay. That's smart. Incremental models as the task grows handle for millions. Rebuild your entire data warehouse from scratch every night because it's slow, expensive, and unsustainable. Why it matters. DBT allows you to configure models as incremental. On the first run, DBT builds the whole table. On subsequent runs, DBT looks at your configuration file to only fetch and append data that has changed or so it works like Git, maybe? It builds the whole table and then it just checks for the changes. Git, Git does that with the code base, if I'm not mistaken. Real world context. For an events table, tracking billions of web clicks, an incremental strategy that instructs the to process clicks. That's good. Macros and Jinja. Jinja. The templating engine, the Jinja 2. Okay. Groups, variables, useful functions, for some engineers to copy paste repetitive blocks of code. Why it matters, DBT embed Jinja, a Python-based templating engine, inside SQL. This allows you to write macros which are essentially reusable functions for SQL. If you frequently write complex logic to convert currencies or clean string formats, you can write it as a macro and call it across 50 different models. That's smart. Here, this is the project. There's the DBT project, main configuration, uh, the packages, external libraries, models, where all the data transformation code lives, staging. Okay, it could be in YML and SQL. I don't understand what is this, but I will figure it out. Hmm, small static CSV files like country codes, tests, and macros. This is the project name defined Python and sets global configurations. So the DBT project, this is the main file. DBT to build everything. As used. I'll take a look here. Um, where are we? This is the DBT project. Okay. It has the version, the profile, model paths, analysis path, analyse. Analyse. This is French. Analysis. Analysis. It's French. Test sheet. Okay. When I run dpt clean, these are removed and models. Okay. But I don't have this project package.yml. In the installation, it told me that the package.yml profile analytical written to home solar.dbt. So it's not in my projects directory. Why? Okay, we have the models, the core engine room. It contains your SQL queries. There's community best practice split into staging and marts. Inside of models, do I have that? No, I have an example. Okay. I don't understand the syntax. Okay, let's go letter by letter. Okay. I'll create the two ingredient, I guess. There's the staging and marts. Staging, marts. Is this mart? There's staging, intermediate, and marts. staging, intermediate, intermediate, and advanced. Yeah, that's okay. That's good. Combine and staging models into rich dimensions and facts. What are dimensions and facts again? Dimensions and facts. It's not even in the database, in data warehouse. Facts are measurable. Quantitative. Okay, yeah, facts are quantitative, like age and events and metrics of a business, like sales, revenue, units sold, while dimensions are descriptive categories that provide context to those events. Yeah, seeds, a dedicated home for small associations. Oh, this is okay. Macros, reusable functions, packaged.yml, similar to packaged.json, requirements.txt in Python. Hmm. So it's utilities you could use, utility functions. Okay, we could have like minimal reward workflow. So we could have this SQL staging order. We put it right here. Stage orders. Everything from source. What does this mean? Select ID as order ID. Okay, from where status is not a test order. Step 2. Next to our SQL file, we create a configuration file to document what these columns mean and verify our, that our data is accurate. Hmm. So basically, you just run the tests by writing these. There's a description. Okay. Ref. So basically, we reference from this. So we use the output. Notice how we use ref to safely fetch data from our staging model in the hard coding raw database name. So we built on top of what we already built. Final as final. Oh, this is variable. Okay. Select these case when. Okay. Okay. What happens when I run dbt run? Because I think it loads data. No, that's dbt seed. Seed. There's seed. There is no seed. So basically, why did they create the example thing? 50% dbt run. Okay. Ref this gets all the table name. To pass. Running registered adapter. Unable to do process parsing on two modules for data tests. This number of macros. One of two. Start SQL. My first dbt model. Created SQL table model. Hmm. We didn't have this and this. It's just like SQLite. That's why. So that DB is just like SQLite. Uh, it saves everything into a DuckDB file. What are all the commands that I could run with dbt? Wow, I've been working for an hour. I did basically nothing, but I understand how dbt work. So it's just a matter of working because, like, in an hour, I understand dbt better, and it was just an hour. So imagine if you could like put 2 3 hours a day every day. The amount that you could learn is immense, especially if it's summer and like yeah, you could do a lot. So dbt run, okay, it compiles. There's dbt compile, it translates. Okay, dbt-run comparison models and executes the result in SQL against your data warehouse, creating, updating views and tables. Okay, that's it. Compile, it translates your changes so without actually running them. The outputs are saved locally in the target directory, which is perfect for debugging complex queries. So we know what happened, but it didn't run. That's good. But now, does it exist in the? Is it empty? It's not empty. Since when? 701. It's 707. When did I run the dbt run? It was in 701. So all of these files were created when I ran it. So these files are run no matter what. They are created no matter what. Okay. There's the dbt seed. It loads small CSV files with the seed directly into your warehouse as static tables. This is typically it's typically used for mapping tables, country codes, or marketing. Yeah, it's the same as the seeding in Django. dbt snapshot. It executes snapshot models designed to capture changes over it in a table over time. It implements type 2, slowly changing dimensions. I forgot the changing dimensions. I forgot. Uh, okay, this CDC. Yeah, CDC data engineering concepts. I hate DataCat. Isn't there a better resource? So where is change data capture, the beginner's guide? This guide explores CDC methods, use cases, implementation tools and challenges, and best practices to help you build scalable low latency data pipeline. Okay. Okay, what is change data capture CDC? It's an approach that detects, captures, and forwards only the modified data from a source system into downstream systems as data warehouses, dashboards, or streaming applications. Rather than reprocessing entire datasets, CDC focuses solely on incremental changes, ensuring that target system always have access to the most current data available. In one real-time analytics project, I faced significant reporting delays due to batch updates. By switching to a log-based TDC, I dramatically reduced the data freshness lag from hours to seconds. Okay. It makes the changes in your database faster. So, methods for implementing CDC. Before diving into specific techniques, it's important to recognize that there's no single approach fits every scenario. Below, these are methods. You see the advantages and disadvantages. Is the microphone still working? I hope so. It is. It is still working. Okay. So yeah, back to the project. Uh, yeah, we were talking about CDCs. I might give it to Gemini. He knows what he's doing. Let me check. Yeah. Uh, what is CDC in data engineering? Explain it in a nutshell. And what? Show real life examples of each one. Yeah, I hope that my workflow is good. I don't know. I'm just going with my gut. I'm trusting my gut. So yeah, in a nutshell, CDC is a technique used to identify track changes. It's log-based, gold standard. It's in every modern database, Postgres, SQL. Keeps an internal hidden log of every transaction. CDC was secretly read in the transaction log, captured process, zero impact on the page performance. Click that. Even a row 3 times in a second. Some example, a large e-commerce platform. Okay. When a customer buys the last pair of specific sneakers, transactional database updates 3 to 0. Welcome to the Kafka. There's the query based CDC. There's the trigger based. Which one DBT uses again? Oh, I was looking at the CDCs. It's SCD. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. Yeah, SCD data engineering. Yeah, this is the SCD. SCD is type 0, fixed. No changes available to a dimension. No changes are allowed to a dimension. Like date of birth. Yeah, it doesn't change. The overwrite, when data changes, the old value is overwritten with the new file. No history is kept. Like maybe if someone changed his, maybe the age every year someone gets older, a CD type 2. Like for example, if someone lives in a country and then he changes country, there's start date and active flag. So for example, someone lives in a country for 3 years, so from 2020 to 2023, and the active flag is false because it's not active, and then he reallocates to somewhere else, and then there's new start and end date, and there's the add colon. Hmm. There's for this is a new column for the new value. Okay. Previous job title, current. SCD. Are SCDs connected to data warehouses or data? It's a data warehouse in design pattern. So it's specifically all the content program lives in the data. Okay, perfect. Yeah, it's recording. Perfect. Now I go to this. I'm still in this step. Set profile rule and two type check. Okay. But my in this step my profiles.yml. Oh, profiles, not packages. Mm, I read it. Yeah, it's profiles. Where is profiles situated? Where? Start to version control to track the code changes. No, here. Just skeleton TP project tab profile. Where it says DBT where your database is live. To it allows you to process formulas simultaneously in and out pipelines. Oh, it's here. There's the logs. There's no profiles. Yeah, it's here. Let me check. Ah, I cleared everything. It's okay. Traditionally, DBT used cloud warehouses. The profiles YML file usually contains sensitive passwords and API keys. By some finding home directory instead of your project folder. DBT ensures you never accidentally upload. Yeah, that's specifically for me. Uh, so I'll create a new one. cd dbt. Where? Okay, an event. Okay, this is my project, and the path is in dev type duckdb. Yeah, and path y2 dot warehouse. Because you are using DuckDB locally, you don't have sensitive cloud passwords. Warehouse is going to live directly inside your project folder. In this specific scenario, it's highly recommended to move profiles into your project directory so everything is completely self-contained. How to do it? Copy the profile element from the into the directly to projects folder, right next to your dbt project.yml file. Tell dbt to look in the current folder instead of the home directory. That's a lot. Okay, why did we change it? Did we change what the bed from dev.db or prod.db to warehouse.db? What does that mean? Gemini is actually better than ChatGPT. Claude is the best one, but in the way they answer, uh, uh, Gemini feels more like easier to read because it's mostly bullet points and small paragraphs. Meanwhile, most of the time, if you don't prompt Claude correctly, it gives you like long paragraphs. I'm too lazy to read long paragraphs. Yeah, it means that you create the database inside the same folder as you are currently running from. This makes your project completely portable. Okay, okay, okay. Add packages.yml with dbtutil. Okay. Where? Mm, Where should I add it? I didn't move it. uh, then touch packages.yml. What does packages.yml do? Think of packages.yml as the package.json for Node.js. Okay. dbt maintains the registry of open source packages in common that solves common data challenge. Instead of writing complex SQL macros from scratch, like creating calendar table, generating unique hashes, you simply request a package. dbt utils is universally considered as a standard library for dbt. It provides pre-built SQL code for operations you will do constantly. dbt expectations allows you to perform highly sophisticated tests on your database tables to ensure your data stays clean and accurate. Verifying that a column contains only valid email formats or has no negative numbers. What happens when you run dbt tabs? When you type dbt tabs for dependencies, customer shows. Let me. There is nothing, I guess. Just new information. If you want to refresh the netrw, you just type Control L, I guess. So I'll create a file, something to, and I type Control L, and you could see it here. Let's delete it, and boom, it doesn't exist here. So yeah, I wanted to packages. The version mm, is still recording. Explain more in detail. Do not use. What do I have for canvas? Get me canvas. Uh, how can I know the exact syntax for specific data? Can I declare it? So you could declare version or version range. Hmm. Perfect. I installed the dependencies. Now let's create folders. I created those folders, some of them. So models, staging, intermediates, mart. What is semantic used for? I've never seen that. The semantic layer function. Why don't it solve the problem it solves? Why don't our numbers match? In traditional data setups, in the finance, if the finance team builds a dashboard in Tableau and the sales team builds a report in Excel, they often end up in different numbers. for the exact same metric, like active customers or monthly revenue. This happens because each team writes their own SQL aggregations that will define the metrics different inside the BI tool. The semantic layer fixes this by moving the definition of a metric out of a BI tool and into the DBT code. Okay. Instead of writing some amount over again in dashboards, you define it. I thought there was a job of the marts. Okay. Knowing this, explain the purpose of each layer. I'll change it to that. The folder structure you just created is an implementation of the medallion architecture, bronze, silver, gold. In dbt Word, we break this down into specific folders to ensure data flows in one direction, from messy raw data to business-ready metrics. Here is the purpose. Staging, front door, bronze, gold, clean up the raw data without changing its fundamental structure. What you do here is this is where you pull your raw mock data generated by Faker. You do one-to-one translation of your source tables. You rename awkwardly named columns. Standard snake case. Okay. The staging should never join tables together. Okay. The goal of the silver: apply complex business logic and prepare data for the final reporting tables. This is where the heavy lifting happens. You join tables together, calculate statuses, is this user churned or active, and normalize centralized formats. The rule: these models are stepping stones, and users or BIs should never look at intermediate tables directly. They are strictly for your pipeline's internal use. Uh, Gold: deliver clean, finalized data to the business. So basically, if we want to do machine learning, we gotta use the silver, I guess. And the goal is for the BI. Deliver clean. Oh, so semantic is more than gold. Okay. So in gold, there's the white tables designed for specific business units. Okay. Okay. Sketch the architecture diagram even quick. This is really important. I didn't, by the way. I need these. Okay. I basically did nothing. I was just trying to understand the project. How much time do I have left? Okay. I'll finish phase one today, and phase. I'll finish phase zero today, and then I'll go to phase two, three, four, five, and six. I'm trusting what the AI has given me because at the start of the project, at the start of me learning data engineering, I will probably not know what I'm building. I just need to follow a tutorial. But later, once I will understand the tools and the technologies, I will be able to make decisions by myself. Even though I'm trying my best not to use AI, I'm using it, not to use like the AI agents, but I'm still using Gemini to understand. It's basically a study session. Sketch the architecture diagram. Yeah, I did everything. Yeah, so draw. Good thing have I have like a canvas. So can I type here? I don't know. I've never used this canvas before. Yeah, keep it here. How to use this canvas? No, how to add a color. How would this architecture look like? Hmm. I remember I had no, not this one. I remember I had maybe a draw.io. I don't remember. Uh, there was this. I just installed it. It doesn't. Okay, I'll try drawing it with the. I don't know if you can see with the pencil, with the pen, so that I could get the overall idea. So, what do we have? Our goal is to build an analytics warehouse. DBT plus DB, semantic layer, continuous integration. So we could integrate it. Okay. So first we have the data. It's synthetic data fake. We feed it to what? We feed it to something. We feed the synthetic data to what? Hmm. I just first I just did a quick search on how it works, but this is more of a step by step the timeline of the tools. Yeah, This is not what I want. I want an actual architecture of the project. So we have Fake. We create data using Fake. And then that data with Faker goes to this goes to new card dbt. dbt. What does dbt do? It takes the data from the bronze layer. In the bronze layer, we just check for data quality. What do? We check for data quality. What else could we do? Uh, the data types is data quality. Never join. And then it goes to something else. Card, silver. What do we do in the silver layer? By complex business logic, we join tables. Yes. And then we after this, there's the gold layer, and after that there's the semantic. What? We call these marts. What do we call the silver data? The silver layer? I forgot. Intermediate. That's a boring name. What I know is that this is calculated and ready for BI or BI tools. Here's the dbt. This might be the worst architecture I've ever seen, but I'm proud of it. I'm making it myself. Okay, then the dbt is linked. The dbt is linked to DB. It's a local data warehouse. And the dbt does this. Okay. Metric flow. I need to understand what does. Explain what does metric flow do. What features does it provide? Explain what does it do in a real world setting. Explain its integration in a data pipeline activity. Keep everything simple. Do I need to feed it to Bronze Cowboy? How much time do you have left? Yeah, like. Okay. It's a tool that centrally defines how your business calculates its key metrics, total revenue or active users, and automatically writes the database code needed to retrieve them. It solves a classic business problem, different teams getting different answers to the same question because they wrote their database queries differently. As a single source of truth for business logic, metric flow ensures that no matter who asks for a metric or what tool they use, the underlying maths is always strictly the same. Mm, so it's okay. It's basically the output. It's basically the output for anything. So if we have other teams like a software development team, maybe a networks team, a marketing team, they all look at the metric flow and they don't care about anything else in the data architecture or the data pipeline. So metric flow focuses on making metric creation and retrieval as foolproof as possible. Here's what you can do with it. Define metric once, centralization. Instead of writing the formula, margin, for example, dashboard, you write one inside metric flow. We could do that in the pipeline. Automatic query generation. You don't need to write complex SQL. Standard Lahore simply ask metric flow revenue per month and it dynamically writes the correct optimized. Okay. Okay. Smart joining is but metric flow has more is not only a dashboarding tool. Metabase meanwhile no I mean metabase. Metabase meanwhile is a, is one. This is a dashboarding tool. Metabase is a dashboarding tool. Problem. They want to see the weekly revenue. Marketing team builds dashboard to see this. They write a query, meanwhile the finance team reports by region. However, finance writes their query at all minus refunded order at the end of the month. Yeah, because marketing team doesn't know what they refunded. In metric flow, it's told that revenue can be sliced by ad campaign by region. They both made a mistake. The marketing team. They didn't. It's the marketing team who made the mistake. Gemini always gives these examples for a kitchen. So basically, maybe the answer to life is a restaurant kitchen. You could like explain everything using a restaurant kitchen, even religion. That's a bit true. Mm. So metric flow could pull the table directly. Here, let's go to metric flow. Metric flow is connected to board. Sometimes I ask stupid, it's gold layer, so that's why I use gold. And because metric flow will never use the bronze layer, and we will never use red silver. Oh, so yeah, this semantic layer is the one for metric flow. I understand. Okay, okay, okay. Uh, I will keep a copy of this inside of my. Hmm. Can I export this? Is only the footprint, footprint, the architecture project workers now with me. You know, since I have the interest. Oh, what? All checks passed. Perfect. So this is it for today. I did 2 hours. That was good. Uh, I hope tomorrow I will finish the project. I won't finish. I will do the rest. At least finish phase one. I learned a lot today. That was cool. DBT is smart. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.